Tomorrow will be 2 weeks since protesters broke into the U.S. Capitol, some hoping to keep President Trump in office. Now, their actions are catching up with them, and so is the FBI. Ryan Nichols of Longview and Alex Hark-Ryder of Carthage are two of the 5 men arrested by the U.S. Marshals Service Eastern District of Texas and charged with several federal crimes. This is a photo taken of the 2 men during the riot, discovered by the FBI on Facebook. KETK's Sarah Legray explains the major role social media played in finding them.
2 arrests in East Texas in a matter of days. 30-year-old Ryan Nichols of Longview and 32-year-old Alex Hark-Ryder of Carthage behind bars for the violence at the Capitol, something local attorneys say is unheard of.
Very few times in our history have we had people go invade a Capitol building, the Capitol building. So this is a little bit unusual for federal prosecutors.
Facebook and Snapchat showing Nichols and Hark-Ryder taking part of the madness in D.C. The 2 are seen in this video. Nichols, the one wearing the yellow gloves, has an aerosol spray can in his hand, which the Department of Justice claims he used to attack Capitol police officers.
These are very unique cases. There aren't many of them, and that's because they're so specific to the Capitol.
Snapchat posts also show Hark-Ryder with a weapon. The post reads, "We need all the patriots in this country to rally and fight for our freedom, or it's gone forever."
But the most likely scenario is that these gentlemen will face up to 10 years in federal prison, so they've got some significant charges.
Nichols and Hark-Ryder in custody for assaulting a federal officer using a deadly or dangerous weapon, adding to the several different charges pressed against them.
These are charges that are not as serious as they could have been for the folks involved.
Something to note, Nichols is a U.S. Marine, and he is well known here in East Texas for philanthropic and charitable efforts. He asked the public to make masks at the start of the pandemic, and he even appeared on Ellen, where she recognized his efforts to save storm victims in North Carolina.
Federal prosecutors had great discretion in how to bring these charges, and what's interesting is they did not bring the most serious charges like seditious conspiracy and other charges that they could have brought.
But those are on the way. The first orders given by federal law enforcement officers was to find, fix, and charge rioters as fast as possible. But that was only the beginning.
We're looking at significant felony cases tied to sedition and conspiracy.
Daniel Page Adams, a man from Deep East Texas, along with his cousin Cody Cannell, a Louisiana man, are also in custody. FBI agents and federal prosecutors say they have social media evidence supporting charges of violent entry. Social media, a force to be reckoned with in so many ways. Sarah Legray, KETK News.
Prosecutors claim Nichols and Hark-Ryder called for a second revolution. Facebook posts show they had plans to go to D.C. weeks before the storm of the Capitol building.